If you cannot, want not, or don't know how to sell, I think you gave up on your business. You have to sell to your investors, partners. If you lead a team, you have to sell to your bosses, to your wife. Ruf grad meine Frau an. Schatz? There's always situations when you have to sell to other people. What really surprises me, how many people think of sales as something dirty you would not talk about. I think it's a craft that you can learn and that you should learn as a CEO, as a leader, or a team lead in a company. If you're not able to sell, you're not able to lead. I'm at a friend's meeting room for a meeting right now. I have half an hour left. So the number one killer for sales is the comfort zone. How do I keep myself motivated? Combine sales days with what I call fighting days. You're on the road, you get a lot of stuff done, and you have the feeling I push things forward. If you don't have these days though, there's the question, how would you keep up that motivation? It sounds a bit weird, but I really like these scenes from sales movies, Wolf of Wall Street.
See those little black boxes? They're called telephones. I'm gonna let you on a little secret about these telephones. They're not gonna dial themselves.
Boiler room.
Rocco!
And of course, the classic one.
A always be B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Glengarry Glen Ross. I'm just saying, from exaggerating how they do it, it's a great motivation because it's fun to watch. If there's one thing that you would ask me, what is the one major skill that everyone who does sales needs? That is empathy. The ability to take the perspective of the person you're talking to, of your counterpart, and see what they're seeing from their own eyes, from their perspective. How could I understand what would help to them? Because to me, sales is just the connection between what they want and what you have. And that sounds easier than it is. Without empathy, there is no good communication, no good leadership, and definitely not at all good sales. How do you set up your sales team? This is something I learned from the process they had at Salesforce. There's a great book out there, it's called Predictable Revenue, and it explains how Salesforce did the first 0 to 100 million in revenue. What they did is they separated the sales roles. So each task that you could easily repeat, they put in a separate role. So one person was generating leads, one person was then writing mails to the leads, and one person then actually does the warm call. So instead of me researching for leads and making the cold call, which would use a lot of time, they would separate it in different roles. The middle role, it's different to the mails that you receive when people ask you for, hey, do you want to buy my product? These emails are just for reaching out and see if there's a reaction. You ask a question, it's an honest question, it's an authentic mail, it's not a mass mail. You send it out to the person, get a reaction, and then the person making actually the call, taking over, has a warmer lead than you doing a cold call. And that principle is key to build a scalable, repeatable sales process that you can plan. So I hope you get my point. If you don't train, you're not in shape. If you don't sell, you're not in business. And even if you're a tech-savvy person like me and you love texting a lot and you actually don't like to be on the phone, sometimes it's just necessary to get on the phone and actually do the call.